1 week out.
Yep.
Yeah, shake on him.
Victorious. That's what's happening.
Yeah?
Yeah. There you go.
Look at that.
There you go, KUGAN CASSIUS.
Has it been a frustrating few weeks for you though?
Yeah, of course it has, mate. But listen, you just roll with the punches, didn't you? It's one of them things. It's not the first time I come through adversity, and it ain't gonna be the last. So, you know, we just keep it moving. And we stayed training. We stayed working hard while I was in isolation. So it don't really make no difference. You know, it's inevitable that I'm gonna get the victory.
I think for you, as soon as you kind of had the date confirmed, it was almost like that's in the past now.
It wasn't even as soon as I had the date confirmed. It was, I mean, I was just ready to get back out straight away. So, whatever the first date was that was presented, I was still working towards. I knew it wasn't going to take that long before a date's set, so I just made sure I stayed ready. A little flex up. Feel strong.
Strong card as well you're on next week in Leeds.
Oh mate, do you know what? I've honestly, what I've heard about Leeds supporters is they're like fanatical about their people, whoever they get behind. So I'm really excited to experience that. Yeah, I'm just excited to be fighting in front of a stadium again, a live crowd.
I did an interview with Eddie Hearn a couple of days ago. Just want to touch on a couple of comments he made. Obviously, he's made no secret of the fact that he wants to make that fight with yourself and Amir Khan, but he's very determined that you've got a job to do on Granados first before any talk of this.
Yeah, people keep talking names from the Broners to the Khans to the Brooks to Sean Porters to all these other names. I can't help but not. I don't think about them. They're not then, because at the end of the day, I've got a job to do September 4th. Irrelevant of me knowing the outcome and I know what I'm going to do and I'm confident in my ability, there's no point overlooking anyone. Because at the end of the day, I've learned early on in my career what happens when you overlook. Well, my words ain't, listen, fool me once, fool me twice, like, etc., etc. So, and I'm just fully focused on the task at hand, man.
But he obviously, when he mentions a fight between yourself and Broner,
yeah,
you know next week you're going to get people asking you about that. But
yeah, and do you know what I'll make clear before they crack on with the interview? Is if you want to ask a silly question, you get a silly response. I'm focused on the fight, and that's that. I don't need no one trying. It's not even relevant to me. You may as well ask me. I don't know. You may as well ask me. What would you do if you fell out of the sky? Like, there's no point to the question. I've got a business to take over. I know the fans can get excited and the supporters can get excited about what the future may hold. My future is September 4th. And that's the only fight I'm focused on. No one else crosses my mind. You know, I go to bed thinking about the fight. I wake up thinking about the fight. I just had my nap, half a nap, because I was too busy thinking about the fight and what's going to happen, and just can't wait for it to happen now.
Just out of curiosity, what would happen if you did fall out of the sky?
What would happen? Fall out of the sky.
Conor Benn fell out of the sky. Just because you mentioned it, I was just curious to know what your take on that would be.
He'd probably fall onto the trampoline or something. Bounce back up.
Probably, or I'd fall into a bed of flowers.
And crush him.
Did you catch that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought we're trying to phase this out.
I've got t-shirts coming, crushing in the gym.
You haven't, have you? You haven't, have you?
I have.
What?
On my Instagram, he's full up with people going, he's crushing it in the gym, Tony. He's crushing it in the gym.
Mate, I've got t-shirts coming that says crushing it in the gym, ask Tony.
Have you?
I've got t-shirts coming, yeah, I swear. Listen, it's...
Oh, you know them podcast boys, the undefeated podcast
Yeah.
boys, they're going to probably want a little drink out of it. You met him the other day, didn't you?
I've seen you interviewing him.
Yeah, I did.
Quite funny them two, aren't they?
Did you meet him the other day? You did,
I met him
didn't
the
you?
other day,
Yeah.
and it's just quality, because that geezer's got me bang on to a T. And it's just funny because I don't know, when I get intense, I do this old head movement. But do you know what? I think I got it from my dad. But my dad, what he'd do is he was side stare you. So when he's angry, he'll give you the side look. He won't look you dead straight in the eye. Yeah. And I think it's just one of the things that you just, don't know, it's just funny. I don't know where I got it from, but just, don't know, mate.
It's actually brought out and showed like a nice side of your personality, isn't it? Because you've embraced it and kind of you haven't taken offence to that's how some people sort of view your intense moments.
No, because I've had a few people tell me I'm intense, like my old nutritionist, Dan Lawrence. Go, why are you like so intense? But I don't think I'm intense. I don't know when I've become so intense. I wasn't always like this, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm
well,
intense geezer now.
When people ask me, I said, listen, there's 2 times where he would be in that situation where he's intense.
When have I ever been intense with you?
A few times. You have?
I have not, mate. Go on, give an example.
What, do you want me to be honest, or?
Yeah, go on, because I actually don't know.
All right, okay, so the last time would have been when we were, obviously, you were out of camp and we were wetting the baby's head.
Yeah, and what was intense?
You list off about 5 opponents asking me whether you'd beat them or not, and I'm like, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? This is a conversation we was having.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
I don't think you remember that night properly.
All right, maybe I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up now. But I think it adds to your personality. I think you're never going to get 100-0 split.
Well, CBTV. A little plug there. But no, CBTV, the reason why I've made CBTV is I don't feel like social media, Instagram, I know YouTube's a form of social media, but I don't feel like it gives you a true insight to who I am as a person. I mean, you may look at a picture and go, yeah, what a flashy twat. Or, oh yeah, look, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot more. A picture don't do it no justice. So that's why we created CBTV, is for people to have an insight to my day-to-day. How I am, who I am as a person, what I like to do, what I don't like to do, my views on certain things. So, yeah, it's hard with social media these days.
Let me ask your opinion about someone who's gets a lot of his fair share of social media criticism. He's in action on Sunday night, Mr. Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Are you on the Jake Paul train or off it?
Cool. I'm on him making money.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Why does he get so much hate?
Well, because of the way he conducts himself. But I don't think he gives a rat's ass if he's clearing bills. Do you know what I mean? So you've got a thick skin to be in this industry. Thick skin to be in the public eye as itself. So no, I don't. I have no feelings towards him. At the end of the day, some fighters look at him as a bit of a joke. He believes himself, and those who are confident in themselves and confident publicly, they gain the confidence of others. So that's that. Do you know what I mean? Some people think Jake Paul would beat Mayweather tomorrow. Some people think Logan Paul. Boxing-ish, it's a whole money grab. That's what it's about. Money makes the world go around, doesn't it?
Is that why you're doing it?
Is that why he's doing it?
Well, is that why everyone's obviously going to have a different answer to this? But it's not just about money, but the financial aspect is a huge part of it, because you're trying to set up your kids' future.
I think I could have done a million other things to set up my kids' future. So you're right in saying, is that not what it's about?
Ultimately, though,
I don't know, because I've even questioned walking away from the sport for my son.
Have you really?
Not walking away from the sport as too much. But whereas I don't need it to provide for my family, I think it's quite selfish. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right, I understand.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, I completely get what you mean.
Does my son get the best me when I'm in training camp? Not in the slightest. Will he get my full attention when he's 5, 6 and I'm in training camp? Probably not. Then I have also my health risks, which don't go my son's benefit. So I looked at it from that point of view. I love fighting too much. That's what it comes down to. Is I love fighting too much.
But I would say one thing: if you're not boxing, your son gets a completely different version of you in his life.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
What is that version?
Quite soft. I think that version is quite soft. Definitely quite soft, because now it's like I'm always like, yeah, what, you want some? Yeah, what? Do you know what I mean? Let's have it then, innit? What? Do you know what I mean? And that ain't really the nicest way to be, because I wasn't always like this. But getting called out left, right, and centre, yeah, what you want? Yeah, all right, then you're next. But and you just develop that anger, aggression. I remember speaking to Chris Eubank Senior, and I've gone to him when do you ever feel peace? How did you learn to feel? He's gone, you'll never feel peace for as long as you're fighting. And I've gone, do you know what? I'll make you right. When I knock out a geezer, who's next? He can get it next. And then I'm automatically straight away thinking about that fight. I booked to go away with Brit when lockdown happened, to go Bristol with Vic and Eli. And then it was Bournemouth. And we've gone away. I've not packed my running clothes, so I don't train. I'm only running in my normal clobber. So it's like, well, you don't switch off. You're always in, whether I'm in camp or out of camp. Because when I'm out of camp, I'm thinking about who's next. And then when I'm in camp, I'm thinking of Granados, like he's my wife. Do you know what I mean? Like, just on my mind all the time, 24/7. In bed, thinking about him. Wake up thinking about him. In the gym thinking about him. Just can't, not him, but I just can't wait
to fight. In general.
Yeah, can't wait to fight. So, and then it's like, how can I sit down, you're short fuse, how can I sit down a bit, be cuddly when I'm thinking about, filling someone in. So yeah, they will get two different sides to me, but I see that from my dad's career to me, to him now. Do you know what I mean?
Because you would have seen two different sides to your dad.
Yeah, which I have.
Yeah.
He's so soft. He's so soft now. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to go on the wrong side of him, but he's like just a normal guy now. No ego, no pride, nothing to prove, nothing to gain, everything to gain, actually. So, and that's how I think I'd be.
Do you think that aspect of, as a professional boxer, the playing the game aspect, you still haven't found that difference between knowing when people are just calling you out because it's playing the game?
I get the game.
But then you seem to take offence of people calling you out.
No, I get the game. It's fine. I get it, but it still pisses me off. Do you know what I mean? I get the game. I get the old, oh yeah, call out X, Y, Z. But it don't. Well, I'd love to fill them in, really. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to go, yeah, right then, you want some? Right then, come down. I'll invite you down for a sparring session, then tell me if you fancy it afterwards. I'll wear the 18s for you. And then that's how you think. So, and then you have to go, well, it's the game, innit? It's what it is, it's the game.
Don't know. I feel like you understand when you had that chat with Michael McKinson the other day, and you kind of seen where Michael McKinson's kind of growing, he's improving and getting more recognition, etc. And he kind of said that the first time he was calling you out because he has to call you out. You're in his weight class. He has to do it.
Which is fine. Like it's got to be done. Do you know what I mean? It's the box. It's the game. Look, I'm calling out Khan, Kel, Sean, Porter, XYZ. I call that Granada. It's the game, But it's when people just start getting a bit personal, and then it's like, well, no, just disrespectful, isn't it?
That's a different.
I just don't believe in disrespect, but at the end of the day, some people have no class.
Are we to expect a different fight to what would have happened on Fight Camp? Or are we expecting the same Conor Benn that turns up next week that would have turned up in the first week of Fight Camp?
The same Conor Benn will turn up now as the same Conor Benn that turns up every single time. Irrelevant where the arena is, irrelevant where it is, irrelevant if it's behind closed doors in a stadium, it don't make no difference. I turn up and I perform.
Expect any words to happen between you and Granados next week?
No.
He seems a bit aggravated on while he was here, obviously couldn't help your situation, but just in general, you seemed a bit
Who was aggravated?
Granados.
Granados. I don't care if he's aggravated or not. It ain't gonna make no difference to me, is it? Like, if he wants to aggravate him, be aggravated, be aggravated. If he wants, I don't, what do you want me to say to that? If he wants to be aggravated. Like, ain't no skin off my nose. You know, if I want to, it don't matter. It don't really matter. At the end of the day, we're getting in there and we're having it out. That's it. Simple.
The sparring here today, obviously. Is your your last session, I'm assuming?
Last hard session, yeah.
Last sparring session. This will be
Last
it, won't it?
proper sparring session, yeah.
Yeah.
Sparring middleweight in Billy. He's been with me all camp, so massive shout out to Billy. He's been he's middleweight and he's come forward fighter. So when he's been bring out the best of me this camp.
Just a quick one before we finish. See some clips of Josh Kelly back in the gym. Looks like.
Go on, boy.
Yeah.
I thought you retired.
Well, I don't know what the situation is.
Like, that's not me being funny.
I just saw. I think from Adam Booth's Instagram, I saw Josh Kelly back in the ring training. I think it might have been a one-off. I don't know. Haven't got any clarity on it. But if that is the case and he's coming back, that's surely got to be good.
Well, that's if he comes back to 147.
True. Yes.
Yeah, but that's if he comes back on 147. I'd still fight him at 150. Do you know what I mean? 100% I'll fight him at 150. Fight's a fight, man. Honestly, like, I'm just over it. Fight's a fight. Get in the ring, you have a tear up, and that's it.
Okay. Have you got anything else you'd like to add before we?
Why are you
finish?
laughing?
No, just,
What have I said that
Nothing,
makes it so
nothing.
amusing? Because you've been laughing behind
nothing.
the camera for about past 10 minutes.
no,
Yes, you have.
no,
Go on,
because
tell me.
no, I'm not. I just.
Exactly, you just
Like,
what?
you've got no reason to be intense now. It's all
I'm not
good.
even intense.
Like, it's,
Oh
yeah.
gosh!
No,
Look,
but
see, this is what you're doing. Is you're making.
No.
You're making it. You're. See,
No,
look. Now
no.
you're making me. See what
no.
you're doing.
You watch this back in the
Oh,
cold light of
gosh.
day.
See, this is
Aggie,
what you
you're
do.
just look,
But I'm not aggy, mate. Now you're pointing it out. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Just take it.
It's all good. No, it's all good.
What do you want me to?
No,
Look, I know it's
no,
all good.
Nothing. It's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
Bloody hell!
It's all
You
good.
see, it's the
You've been
cameraman,
perfectly
it's the
calm.
No, because you know what you're doing.
No.
You do know what you're doing.
No, you asked me why
You
I
know that
was laughing.
smirk's winding me up behind the camera.
You asked me why I was laughing.
Are we done here, Coogs?
Should we just end on a nice positive note?
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
No, I don't want you to say anything. I just want to thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Kugan. For coming down and interrupting my session.
Roll on next week. Obviously, huge card. Josh Warrington, Katie Taylor, yourself, Ebony Bridges. It's a massive card. 20,000 people. It's going to be some night.
It's going to be great. I mean, in the stadium as well. 20,000. It's just a blessing, man. Every time I fight, it's a blessing. But when you get to fight in front of the great city of Leeds and their people, it's overwhelming. And I know they're going to give me a great reception there. I ain't fought with Leeds before. Number one, number two, on a great bill. I met Josh Warrington for the first time at the. What show was it? I think it was Eubank Junior on the Eubank Junior show versus. We was in Manchester. Eubank Junior versus
Marcus Morrison.
But it was a headline. Chisora versus Parker.
Yes.
So that was the first time meeting Warren, and I've got on well. He's a great sound guy, isn't he?
And he's in a tough fight as well.
He's in a tough fight, but listen, a true champion goes for adversity and comes back from it, and that's exactly what he's done. He ain't got to fight this Lara again.
Yeah, he wants to get back in there straight away.
Straight away. Let me have a warm up. Straight on it. So.
Right, well, I will see you in Leeds next week.
Yeah.
I hope you have a lovely weekend, mate.
Oh, look, you see, you're doing it again, mate.
What have I done?
You're doing it
I
again.
said I hope you have a lovely
You
weekend.
don't see him behind the camera, but he's doing it. He's pushing all the buttons. He's trying to. But I ain't playing the game.
Conor Benn, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you in Leeds next week. What now, mate?
Because you're doing it. Just stop. Stop. You're doing it on purpose.